Okay, so we've been talking about Jesus' miracles, and yesterday there was a problem when Simon Peter and some of the other fishermen were fishing. They fished all night. Raise your hand if you can tell me what was the problem. Jake?
They didn't catch fish.
They didn't catch any fish. They fished all night and they didn't catch any fish. And then Jesus was there preaching. There was a big crowd. There were too many people and he didn't have space. So he went in the boat. And after he was done preaching, he told the fishermen to do something. Hunter, what did he tell the fishermen to do with their nets?
Try again.
And what happened when they tried again, Hunter?
They caught a lot of fish. The boat was sinking.
Right. And they wouldn't have been able to do that on their own. Right? They could only do that because Jesus allowed all the fish to come into the boat. Okay, so we're going to talk about another miracle that happened. One day long ago, Jesus was teaching and preaching, and many people had come from the cities and the towns all around, and he was at a house one day. Sometimes he would go to houses to preach. And there were some men there who had a friend, and the friend was very, very sick. He was so sick that he could not walk. He could not walk at all. So they carried the sick man to the house. And when they got there, they saw that the house was crowded with people. They could not even get into the door. They couldn't even get in the door. And they thought, what are we going to do? We need to see Jesus. And so they had an idea. And they took the man on his mat, and they took him up and carried him to the roof.
What?
Now, in the house, there was a hole. There was a hole up top, and they could look down, and they saw the crowded room. And they each took a side of the mat, and they lowered the sick man down. And as the people were watching, they saw this mat coming down, kind of like a little bed. And here was this man laying on the bed. And they came, and they made some room, and Jesus saw him, and the friend said, please help this man, our friend. He cannot walk, and he needs to be healed. They believed that Jesus would do that. And guess what? Jesus did. On that day, Jesus healed, and he told the man, you may get up and walk. And even though for years and years and years and years, he had never been able to walk, after Jesus healed him, he could get up, he could take his mat, and he could walk, and he was healed. Now, those other people in the house, could they heal this man? No, only Jesus, and that's why we call it a miracle. He helped heal the man so that the man was well. What would have happened if the friend said, we're not going to carry him, we're not going to take him to Jesus? The poor man would have still laid there and not been able to get any help. So the important thing, too, is that the friends really did help him. They were good friends. Just like you and I are supposed to be a good friend. Who can raise their hand and tell me what's one way that you can be a wonderful friend to somebody else? Jenna.
By helping them.
Helping them. Good. Brooke.
By being nice to them.
Being nice to them. Yakin.
Like being helpful.
Being helpful. Hunter.
Loving.
Loving them. Good. Amelie.
If somebody gets hurt, then they could help them.
Yes, help if somebody gets hurt. Jake.
You can. Other mommy is getting surgery. You can get something for their mom.
Yes. All these things are great ways to be a good friend. So I want you to think, even in school, how we can be a good friend and make sure we're doing those things. Okay?